Hi everyone, Happy New Year 2026! In this video we will talk about fights in Naruto. This time we won't make an overall ranking because it's very hard to judge objectively which fights are better or worse. It really depends on personal tastes. I will just show you my 10 favorite fights in accidenting order and explain why these fights resonate with me, based on story moments, my personal perception and the characters' backstories. I will focus only on fights from Naruto, not Boruto. So, I wish you a pleasant viewing. Let's get started. As we know, fights are an essential part of almost any anime, especially Naruto. From the very beginning, we saw that in Naruto universe there are both ordinary people and ninjas who complete missions for money, which is essentially their job. However, a fight is not just about power or strength, it's also about revealing the characters and their abilities, both physical and spiritual. Naruto himself said that he and Sasuke didn't necessarily need to talk, because their fight could express and show their feelings much more clearly than words, but this is only true for them. I don't think this philosophy should be applied to every confrontation. For example, the problem in their first fight in the Valley of the End was that neither of them understood each other. Naruto, who wanted to stop his friend, lost because he simply didn't understand what was in Sasuke's heart. In general, Naruto and Sasuke represent a very subtle plotline, and by looking at it, we can better understand the meaning of many fights. It emphasizes the true purpose of battles for many shinobi, and we start with the 10th place. The fight between Madara Uchiha and the Shinobi Alliance, and later against the 5 Kage. This fight isn't the conclusion of any particular story arc, and in my subjective opinion, it doesn't carry a hidden meaning for the viewer or reader, unlike the fights that come later. This fight primarily demonstrates an epic confrontation and the colossal difference in power between the main antagonists and the current generation. From the very beginning of Madara's revival, we were already shown how much stronger he is than all previous antagonists. Sharingan, Mangekyo, Rinnegan, and Wood-style techniques, in one word, overpowered. Within minutes, he defeated almost the entire massive shinobi force, including 2 Kage, Onoki, and Gaara. Next, the second part, the battle escalates to a fight against the 5 Kage, where Madara continues to show the difference in power. Chakra absorption with a Rinnegan, Wood-style techniques, Susanoo. There is a moment I especially like.
さて、一つ質問をする。そいつら分身がスサノオを使う、使わない。どちらがいい？
And at the end of the fight, he activates Perfect Susanoo, putting a definitive full stop on this battle. I like this fight for the perfect showcase of the strongest Uchiha. Everything we had heard about him before was only theory. In practice, he turned out even stronger, creating the feelings that he is impossible to defeat. And now moving to 9th place. the fight between Minato and Obito. This is a very tragic and emotional storyline. The fight itself is filled with epic moments. Just think of Minato's teleportation combined with the Rasengan. In this battle, teacher and student clash, and surprisingly, 14 years old, Obito holds his ground against the strongest Kage at the time. However, Minato, rightly called the Yellow Flash of Konoha, proves once again his strength, winning the fight thanks to his cleverness and speed. He understood how Kamui works in just a few seconds and was able to adapt the fight to his advantage. A true genius. I like this fight for the emotions that touch you deeply. A father wanting to protect his family and at the same time a Kage wanting to protect his village. From a story perspective, it shows the real strength and determination of the fourth Hokage, gives some insight to the philosophy of masked man, and most importantly, explains why Naruto became a Jinchuriki. In short, for brief, this fight is very important and striking. Now we move on the 8th place.
まったくそう私はあなたの
ずっと会いたかったってばよ母ちゃん
The fight between Naruto and Kurama. This is honestly one of my favorite arcs in the Naruto anime. In this arc, one of my favorite shinobi, Killer Bee, is finally revealed. Naruto meets his mother for the first and last time. I think everyone cried at this moment. And finally, the battle between Naruto and his beast. This fight shows just how much Naruto has grown. This philosophical outlook has changed. He has matured, overcome hatred, and now sees the world more consciously. By this point, he already knows how to stop Sasuke. The whole village has recognized him, and he has met his parents. Filled with love, he gives an incredible fight to Kurama and wins. In this battle, Naruto demonstrates his peak at the time, his personal skills, Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken, Sage Mode, and so on. I like this fight because it clearly shows the growth of the main character. He knows that to do and is free from all the doubts that plagued him. The story also shows Naruto a new level of power. After defeating Kurama, he begins to control the immense power of the Nine Tails, gaining the Kurama Chakra mode, which makes him incredibly strong. Next, 7th place. Obito vs Kakashi. Many consider this fight the best of all. I understand why. In this battle, there is no epic music. Instead, there is sad music because this is not a fight between random opponents, but between two former comrades whose lives paths have diverged. Unfortunately, in this battle, they were unable to open up and truly understand each other's hearts, but for the first time, Obito tried to convey his thoughts to Kakashi and spoke to him seriously. The fight itself is so intense that it's hard to look away. Everyone understands that this is battle to death between two former close friends with very different views on the world. For me, this fight is very similar to the first Naruto vs Sasuke battle in the Valley of the End, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Essentially a fight out of desperation where each person understands that they cannot change the other's perspective. It shows that contrast between two different inner worlds. However, I like this fight for its sincerity above all. They fought on equal terms, perhaps trying to convey something to each other, even if they didn't succeed at first time. 6th place.
Now I will be able to move freely!
Rock Lee vs Gaara. For me, this is definitely the best fight of Naruto's first season. It's the classic showdown of a genius with special abilities versus a loser who knew nothing but refused to give up. The epicness in this fight is insane. Sometimes you just sit there, your mouth open. First, when Rock Lee removed his leg weights, everyone was shocked. Then, when he opened the inner gates, everyone lost it. Naruto, Kakashi, Miyu, even Kishimoto, everyone. Throughout the fight, we see flashbacks of Rock Lee's childhood, which personally makes me think about whether it's worth looking for excuse in life, especially when Lee stands up at the end purely on the strength of his will, without any power. Even though he lost, he gave Gaara one of the toughest fights. This fight shows that hard work beats talent, and that is exactly why I love it. 5th place.
だから今度こそ約束は守ってもらう。
性格は死ぬまで変わらないが、俺は一度死んでいる。そのつもりだ。
兄弟で僕を仲間外れですか。面白い。
Itachi and Sasuke vs Kabuto. At his peak, Kabuto faced the Uchiha brothers who wanted to stop his resurrection technique. The fight itself is incredibly strong. Sage techniques, Susanoo, Amaterasu, Izanami, and most importantly, the teamwork of the brothers. Sasuke's story was very tangled and full of lines. Everyone tried to manipulate him. However, after this fight, I think he began to find himself. This battle clearly shows Itachi's true love for Sasuke. How many times he protected him, worried about him, and it's especially obvious in this fight. The story of Sasuke and Itachi reached its logical conclusion. Itachi revealed the truth and said he would always love Sasuke. The fight also showcased the unique overpowered technique Izanami, proving once again that Itachi is incredibly strong and genius. I love this fight because it reveals the real Itachi without his mask, concludes the Uchiha brothers' story, and of course features an amazing battle where the brothers fight side by side against a very strong and cunning enemy. 4th place.
例えだったよ。カイ。このチャクラ認めてやろう。このマダラがお前を最強と呼んでやる。
Mighty Guy vs Madara Uchiha. This is the guy who couldn't even get into the ninja academy, couldn't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, and at the end became one of the strongest humans ever. Yes, exactly. Guy is the only one who managed to put up the fight against Madara, the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, without any additional help. This is an extremely emotional fight, where Mighty Guy directly shows that anyone, absolutely anyone, can become the strongest through hard work. We also see flashbacks of Guy's childhood, showing the same hardships as his students Rock Lee. There is even the moment where Kakashi's father, Sakuma, says that Guy will surpass him, and Kakashi repeats these words before Guy's final attack. Throughout the fight, Guy overwhelms Madara with speed and strength, and his final blow almost kills him. This fight personally made me feel every second and gave me the understanding that a person is capable of almost anything, as long as they believe in themselves and never give up. That's exactly why I love this fight. 3rd place.
その車輪がお前はどこまで見えている。何をやっても無駄だ。
Itachi vs Sasuke. From the very beginning, when Team 7 first came together, Kakashi asked the three Genin about their dreams. Naruto said he wanted the entire village to acknowledge him, and he wanted to become Hokage. Sakura didn't have a concrete dream, she just wanted to be near Sasuke because she loved him. Sasuke didn't have a dream either, but he had a goal, and he fulfilled it in this fight, to kill his older brother Itachi Uchiha and avenge his clan. Everyone had been waiting for this fight, as Sasuke's entire storyline was built around revenge, everything he did, why he left the village, why he severed ties with his friends, all for this moment. When it finally happened, the battle was so intense that everyone watched it in one breath. Taijutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu, shurikens, tsukuyomi, Susanoo, Materasu, and Sasuke's new technique Kirin. Simply a legendary fight. In this battle, Sasuke pushed himself to his maximum and showed incredible power. Even though Itachi seemed to let him win at times, it was clear that he himself was surprised by his brother's strength. Itachi planned the fight so well that he even pulled and sealed Orochimaru at the right moment, freeing Sasuke from the cursed seal. Then he smiled and died, having done everything possible for his brother. The fight itself is one of the most intense and memorable, and it comes with one of the most interesting backstories that had been developing from the very beginning. Everyone was eager to see that would happen next and what Sasuke would do. There is really no need to say what I like about this fight. The answer is everything. The storyline concludes Sasuke's revenge arc, and it became even more intriguing after Obito revealed the truth about Itachi, leaving everyone wondering what Sasuke would do next. By the end, we also saw his new power, the Mangaku Sharingan awakened. Second place.
What happened? No. Please, Naruto!
Naruto vs Pain. The strongest attack of Konoha, all the top shinobi are dead and all hope rests on Naruto. Pain, leader of Akatsuki, wielder of the Rinnegan and man who killed a strong shinobi like Jiraiya, destroyed the entire village in seconds, stands right before Naruto. The fight begins. Naruto has mastered an incredibly powerful Sage mode, and from the very first strike takes down one of Pain's bodies, showing that he has grown much stronger. In this battle, Naruto demonstrates his full potential, taking down Pain's bodies one by one, showing the cleverness and skills he had honed over time. All this continues until only the main body, Yahiko, remains. There the power returns and the battle shifts perspective. Pain then kills Fukasaku and pins Naruto to the ground with rods, completely immobilizing him. Naruto, like in the fight with Sasuke, doesn't know how to respond. Both want peace, but Nagata, due to age and experience, knows his answer, while Naruto still has childish illusions. He realizes he has nothing to answer and morally loses. Then Hinata steps in, sacrificing herself, proving her love and loyalty to Naruto. Pain almost kills her in front of Naruto, and that's when Kurama awakens. There is also an interesting parallel here. Kurama is much stronger than the other tailed beasts. Even if only 5 tails, he fights on the way that Pain's gravity techniques don't work. Then Naruto meets his father, who stops the 9 tails absorption and restores the seal, giving Naruto advice and motivation not to give up. After this, Naruto defeats the last Pain body and comforts Nagata. They talk and Naruto finds the answer he hadn't found before. He convinces Nagata by referencing the philosophy of their shared teacher Jiraiya, truly winning the battle. Nagata acknowledges that his path was wrong and sacrifices his life to review the villagers of Konoha. This is the most important fight in Naruto's life, as it's the moment he finally establishes his true path as a ninja. He goes through hatred and remains true to his path, believing in Jiraiya's words, and as Conan said, becomes the light of the world. It's the same key moment as Sasuke's fight with Itachi. Both fulfilled their goals. Naruto was acknowledged by the entire entire village and became the hero of the leaf. I love this fight not only for the rough confrontation of strength but also for the philosophy of the main hero versus the antagonist. They both wanted peace but different ways. Naruto experiences pain, learns lessons, takes Nagato's place, understands him, challenges his philosophy, doesn't seek revenge, and resists hatred. Breaking the cycle and trusting his teacher's words, he convinces Nagata and most importantly defeats hatred, his true level up. Honestly, I'm thinking of making a separate video analyzing this confrontation because there's so much to discuss, but we need to keep moving forward. First place. Naruto vs Sasuke Final Battle. Both main characters went through an incredible journey, facing hardships and losses, growing older and gaining their understanding of the world. They had already fought many times, trying to convey their feelings to each other, yet their perspectives still clashed, and both knew that this battle would be the last. I don't think there is need to describe the fight move by move, as anyone who has watched Naruto remembers their final battle. It's worth nothing to after countless battles over several days of war. They gave each other an incredibly intense fight. After their final clash, Chidori against Rasengan, they truly opened their hearts to each other, teetering on the edge of death, moving better the afterlife and back. They share their emotions and finally come to themselves. A very important moment in the anime is when they travel between worlds in their memories. Their feelings are fully exposed to each other. Sasuke clearly shows concern for Naruto when he suddenly grabs his hand in pain. This says a lot. When they regain consciousness, their conversation sets everything straight. Sasuke finally admits that he now understands and accepts Naruto, acknowledging that he has lost. In doing so, they both break the endless cycle of hatred. This is one of the most powerful moments in anime. I love absolutely everything about this fight. Every detail makes you reflect, and in the end, the main storyline concludes perfectly, giving everyone a reason to think. All these battles do more than provide action for the viewer or reader. They convey the genuine emotions of the characters. They teach something and offer an analogy to real life. This is my personal top battle list, and I would be really interested to read about your favorite fights in the comments, as well as your thoughts on this topic. With this video, I wanted to reveal the deeper meaning of each fight and share my perspective. I hope I succeeded. If you enjoyed this video, your like and subscription would make me very happy. Wishing you all the best. See you soon.